How's it going, everyone? Tyler here with another little commentary track for you. Today we are going to be doing Mystery Men, fun little superhero spoof from the late 90s. In order to make sure you are syncing up your movie with this commentary track, you're going to want to just get through the Universal company logo, so that standard spinny globe with the Universal logo coming over it. Once that completely fades to black, go ahead and press play. But for now, you can go ahead and press pause. All right, so yeah, I really wanted to do Mystery Men because even though it's like a late '90s movie, it's still a fun spoof on the superhero genre. The movies that it's really spoofing on that came out around this time would have been the Schumacher Batman movies, so like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Definitely has that vibe. Because this, believe it or not, this was like right before the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies. So we had no idea like what superhero movies were going to be before this. But yeah, this opening feels like a Schumacher opening scene, just really low budget and cheap. That's kind of like the whole joke of it, which I really like. An action scene that starts off in like an old folks home is a really funny idea. Just kind of shows like how lame the superheroes that you're going to be following are. Digging the music. Yeah, this is such like a Batman and Robin kind of bad guy group. Yeah, it totally feels like you're watching like a scene from Batman Forever. It's They did a really good job with that tone and that style. Knocking over a bunch of old people is so funny. Hitting up this party for a big robbery is so dumb. All right, so yeah, now we get the introduction to your heroes, played by amazing actors. You got Ben Stiller here as Mr. Furious, William H. Macy as the Shoveler, Hank Azaria as Blue Raja, and all their powers suck. They suck at their powers. It feels very James Gunn because James Gunn likes to play with the idea of characters that have super lame powers and don't know how to use them properly. I don't even know why he would have a spoon in his artillery to throw. But yeah, these guys are so lame that they're getting their butts kicked by the lamest group of bad guys. Another reason why I wanted to do it though is because of the hero coming up in a sec, Captain Amazing. He is really ahead of his time because if it's a I don't know, it's like a the boys comparison because he's supposed to be a Captain America type, but he is publicized and commercialized so much. He's like a Vought product almost. It gives big the boys energy. Oh, that was so funny. They had like a bar of just pills. Yeah, he has his publicists. The fact that his superhero suit looks like a NASCAR with all the sponsors on it is hilarious. So yeah, Hank Azaria playing Blue Raja, he is fantastic. Mostly known for his work on The Simpsons. He's 100 different characters on that show. He's not a Pooh anymore, but he was a Pooh. Yeah, it's a really fun movie because you get to see these guys grow. They start off as complete losers. They end up not being great, but they become the best versions of themselves, which is really really cool. Because I love when superhero projects can be like this. It's really really low level stuff. Once it gets up into the doomsday and the apocalypse storylines and like the universe is ending, that's where it just gets a little too big, too much, a little hard to follow or care about those kind of stakes. But just some wannabes that want to save their town, that's something you can get behind. This is great. This is a great little bit. Just pushes them right out of the way. Yeah, he is so Homelander. It is crazy. I'd be curious if the boys creators had this kind of character in mind when they were coming up with Homelander. His ability to like have his press side and then when he's behind closed doors like this, he kind of turns into a different personality almost. I would be interested if Marvel did a storyline that was more like this, where the heroes you're following don't have some big calling. They're not the savior of the universe kind of thing. 'Cause I feel like every superhero property with Marvel now is like you're the one that's gonna stop everything and bring balance to the universe. But I would like to see just some random nobody dudes that have to do what they can to save the day. It's not much, but they still do it. That's why I like the Suicide Squad so much, the James Gunn version. Yeah, I feel like he would really succeed at telling a story like this. I mean, that's kind of what his Guardians of the Galaxy storyline was: is a couple losers, but they all turn out to be like the people that save the universe. So again, it's just I want something a little smaller. He's such a sellout. Is awesome. He just cares about like Homelander. He just cares about performing well for shareholders. This is a cool little detail too. In order to like drum up good publicity, he has to like create a fight. Really? That little monologue too of them going through the different villains he could go up against, and where they're at now feels very like modern superhero jokey kind of writing. Impressive work too. Like this is probably miniature. Yeah, I'm assuming this is all miniature design. That's why it looks way more detailed than and just way more real than if it was computer generated effects. Because as small of a budget as this movie looks like it has, they're doing a lot with it. I can't get over how Schumacher everything looks. It's like that they really nailed that city without time kind of look where some of it looks like steampunky, some of it looks modern, most of it looks like an old 50s, 60s era thing. It's really cool. I like that when movies combine time periods like that so you never really know when it's taking place. I feel like Gotham City is usually has that kind of a look where especially in the Tim Burton movies it looks old and like a 1920s kind of era city, but it has like some modern touches to it. Love Jeffrey Rush in this role. He is so good as Casanova Frankenstein. Not since Barbosa has he blown me away in a performance. And then here's like the it's kind of like a combination of Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent because Bruce Wayne is like the wealthy billionaire that helps make decisions for the city and like he'll like fund a lot of projects in the city and does a lot of humanitarian work that way. But Batman is completely in disguise, so no one is ever going to assume they're the same. But in like a Clark Kent way, all he has to do is put on sunglasses or glasses, and people don't recognize him. He can be a completely different person as long as he has glasses on. 'A dumb joke, but it's a nice little bit that kind of showcases like, oh yeah, this is all BS. He's just doing all this unannounced because yeah, he's not reading any manuscript. That is just a grocery list. I think he literally like pulled up from his the conversation he was just having in the car. They pulled up and got him out just then. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, this doesn't look terrible for the time period, but it looks fake. It does. It looks not real and lived in, like a practical miniature or set would look. Like this all looks incredible. It really sells the mega city that they live in, where it's just like they're at the very bottom and so much stuff is built on top of them. They're just kind of like underneath roads and overpasses and tunnels. I love slapstick. So yeah, the fact that he has the shape of the shovel still outlined on his face because of the smack is really funny. It's like Home Alone with Marv getting smacked in the face all the time. So yeah, this is the little scene. They they kind of realize that they're losers. Something needs to either change or they need to call it quits because it's not really working out for them. This is such a yeah, I love this. I love the logic of the like the real world conversations that people have about comic books being real in this movie because they're talking about real superheroes. He can't be the same person if he's wearing glasses. If you took him off, he wouldn't be able to see. Ben Stiller is also amazing in this movie. I always liked this character because it's not as crazy as his other roles, like in Dodgeball or Heavyweights or stuff like that. He gets over the top when he rages out as Mr. Furious, but for the most part, I feel like this is just how Ben Stiller is most of the time. Just kind of like a smart alecky little asshole. The Disco Boys. God, I love the world building that they've created in this movie. There's a gang of disco guys, a gang of red eyes. Yeah, this world feels real and like it exists somewhere and it's kooky and fun. I love it. And it's probably not gonna be the last time I say it, but damn, the production design on this movie is so impressive. Like this set that they were able to build with all the neon and the yeah, it looks incredible. Again, makes it look very Schumacher Batman movies because those were very neoned out, very bright colors. This movie has tons of bright colors. You can even see it in the background there. Like the houses are lit up with a bright yellow light and a bright blue light for no reason other than they just like this bright pink one right here. The It's just popping with so much color. It's really impressive. This is what I miss. I miss when comic book movies were shot like a comic book. Like that angle of him hanging up the helmet. It doesn't need to look like that, but it does because that's what it would look like in a comic book panel. I don't know. It's really cool. Such a funny detail. I don't know why they decided to go along this route, but it's not played up for anything other than they love each other and she's just black. Like he is a hardworking white collar man, but he has a black wife that he loves and she loves him and they have two adorable little black children. So goddamn cute. He's even holding a little shovel. But again, why is he working on spoon puns? Why is he throwing spoons at guys? It's just forks. Cuz he already said he doesn't throw knives, but he throws spoons and but it is mainly forks. He only throws forks, but he's working on spoons. He threw a spoon. I don't know why he has spoons in his arsenal. Oof, ouch. A fork right up the beehole, dude? No, thank you. That's the kind of small, crappy motorcycle I've always wanted to own. I don't need anything big or like super fast. I just need something that's going to get me like maybe 40, 45 miles per hour. So if I fall off of it, which probably will happen, I don't immediately die. Ooh, boy cleans up nice. Love the little fountain. Little boy peeing into the sink. This really adds to that timeless feel of the movie too. Like disco being more of like a 70s thing, but this gang being so infatuated with it and making it their whole personality. Like, are they from the 70s or that is it just that they like disco so much that they became the disco gang? It's fun. I love dumb. It's like the Warriors. The Warriors has a bunch of weird dumb gangs where everyone has to dress up in a goofy outfit. I love it. Eddie Izzard is great. His stand up is so great. I guess I should say their stand up because yeah. I never understood this character. She was at the yeah, I guess she was supposed to be like a Harley Quinn type where she was the psychiatrist and just fell for Casanova, but she doesn't really have anything to do in the movie. I think she shows up here looking like Maleficent and that's about the last time you see her. I don't remember her having any big payoff death or anything at the end, so I'm pretty sure this is like the last you see of her. Oh, they blew up their miniature. Again, how does that not remind you of like old school 80s and 90s Batman movies? That is full on Ace Chemicals blowing up in the original Batman with um, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Like, oh, they do such a good job. Because it's been played pretty straight so far, but it is a spoof on Batman, Superman, like the superhero movies that were big at this time. Which is sad because it is so ahead of its time. I would love to see a take on this movie now with all the Marvel and DC stuff happening, but I guess that is just the boys. At least it used to be the boys. It had that fun tongue in cheek, like this is we're making fun of superheroes in the right way, and then it kind of became we're making fun of superhero fans. Yeah, again, a great bit of like they've done this they've done this villain hero dance one too many times, so he knows like all of the different weapons that he would be using and which is weird because yeah, if it that is what this all was about, but he's fighting him alone at in his house. I would expect the big fight to be going on like a in the city square to kind of get the cameras going and really show off that Captain Amazing is amazing. He's such an idiot. Yeah, so dumb, but I love it. Captain Amazing is just an idiot. He's like, "Oh, what's this? The remote detonator I see?" Oh my god, this lady. Oh, I guess all the good junk's ruined by now. God, Ben Stiller is so fucking good in this movie. You get that? That little sucker just saved your life. God, that she is amazing. She is like I don't even know how you would describe her look. It's like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon character in real life. love it, man. Everyone is just so dumb and dense that they can't put together that the billionaire and Captain Amazing are the same person. It's so funny because it's making fun of all those dumb questions you would ask, like watching Batman. Like, wait, so people don't realize that if Batman is like gone, Bruce Wayne is also gone. Him being in panic mode and trying to, yeah, the Amazing character is amazing. They really picked the perfect actor to nail his smarmy, like sellout attitude. Again, so colorful, like the fountain being having like different light shine shown on it. This whole garden area being lit up really well. It's just, yeah, I'm so impressed. It's a bummer this movie didn't really become a bigger hit because it's so dang good. It's the sprinklers. Again, just playing up on the hero tropes of like, oh, it's a super villain layer. It must be guarded with crazy traps. No, it's just a sprinkler system. They just have the Disco Boys as bodyguards. That's all they need. Again, just yeah, just making fun of like when thugs just like have yeah like guns and shit. Just like, well, what is your deal? Like, it's funny though is they have guns and they just end up beating the shit out of them anyway. Yeah, Avengers assemble. They look down on people like they're not posers. I love the Sphinx. That's it. That's his power. He's mysterious. He's terribly mysterious. Feels like a dumb throwaway joke about him cutting guns in half with his mind, but they actually work that into the plot, which is so funny and dumb because that is an actual superpower. No one in this movie has real superpowers except for Sphinx, Invisible Boy, and I guess the bowler. She has some pretty. That's supernatural. So yeah, that's what the weird thing about this movie is that some people actually have like super powers, but then everyone else is just there's so much detail in the world building. Like, did you notice he was putting in like yen? Like they have like Chinese coins. It's like a weird future where China, America, like all these cultures have kind of just conformed into one super city. Because noticed a lot of Chinese writing in some of the billboards and signages. He ripped off the Pepsi logo that had the Pepsi in Chinese characters. Yeah, it's not really. It's all like the little flavor that gets added to the movie that just kind of help build the world in your subconscious without making any or bringing any real attention to it. It's so gross, dude. Kel Mitchell, baby. I love Kel Mitchell, man. He is so funny. All that Good Burger, hilarious. He is so good in the Good Burger movie. On the surface level, Ed from Good Burger is just an idiot, but he makes it like so heartfelt and sad at certain points. It's really really good. Amazing. Like this is the such a brilliant idea. It's yeah, it's like yeah, I don't even know how you come up with that idea. Like somebody who has the power of invisibility, but no one can look at them in order for it to work. That is, it's almost philosophical. If an item isn't in your perception anymore, does it truly exist in the universe? The music. See, he's able to do that really well. Just make be like super heartfelt and cheesy, but and it's funny, but it still feels real. Great scene coming up, getting to show off a ton of dumb characters. Is probably all the dumb characters that the writers came up with that couldn't make it to the main squad that they just threw together real quick for this tryout scene. Oh shit. Spleen is awesome. Paul Rubens, we recently watched him in Dunstan Checks In. I guess you can kind of say he has a superpower. He's able to come up with really incredible characters. Excuse me, excuse me. 'Cause he's such a talented comedian and character artist. He's probably coming up with a lot of, not a lot of it, but some of the stuff is probably improvised. And like the excuse me, as he's coming into the booth is probably an improvised little bit. The fact that he has this weird lisp is definitely a character choice that was not written into the script. Compensate for air conditioning. God, that's so gross. So yeah, he shoots his ass like a gun and knocks people out with farts. Feels like a boy's character. Yeah, she is a very understanding and patient wife to let him do all of this. Oh my god, that guy was on all fours like a dog. Yikes. Hey, Dane Cook. It's not even plugged in. Oh man. He was funny. I don't know what happened to him. He probably made a ton of money and doesn't feel like doing shit anymore. More power to him. But yeah, it seems like these people weren't really given much to do, and I think Dane Cook came up with that whole bit on his own. Ha ha ha. The joke being that he looked really menacing and scary, but he's the ballerina man, I guess. Cat fight. Oh, like Kevin Smith. I love this character. Yeah, great joke. There's some well written ones for sure. PMS Avengers really funny. Another joke that could be written into like a boys kind of episode. What time is it? I don't have a watch. Yeah, it's too late. So yeah, this is like an actual superpower. She has her father's skull in the bowling ball, and it's like sentient and can move on its own. pretty decent, I guess, effects wise. It looks cheapish, but at least it's just a skull in a 3D orb, so they don't have to do much with it. So yeah, Spleen kind of has a power with his ability to shoot farts across the room. She definitely has one. No one else does. Shoveler kind of feels like a Hawkeye type. Sound the audio sounds super weird in this scene. Onto some bullets. Great joke. Cop said he come home drunk one night and fell down an elevator shaft. Onto some bullets. I'm pretty sure Janine Garofalo and Ben Stiller were working together on like the was it the Ben Stiller show? I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off base, but I thought they're playing really well like enemies in the movie, but I'm pretty sure they were like very good friends and worked together a lot. The back and forth between them is really good. They give a big like brother sister energy. Yeah, I don't him trying to describe his backstory is always so funny. He's the one who put like way too much thought into it. His ignorance embarrasses me. No, 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 no. Guy at the pro shop did it. God, this movie has so many good jokes. First little action scene with the gang all put together. See what they can do with their little moves. Think we're being followed. And again, too, the lighting is just really incredible in this whole movie. It being in bright floodlights like this just really showcase just the coloring of their outfits, of the world and the city, and yeah. It's nice that comic book movies are getting back into like more bright coloring. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine, they spend most of the movie in the desert of nothing, but at least all the outfits were very colorful in that movie. This little sound effect when the ball is moving around is so freaking cool. I'm the guy that gave your daddy the shaft. I wonder if she knew that the Disco Boys killed her dad, or if this just happens to be the coincidence of like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that killed your dad, by the way. They're accidentally doing well. Oh man, that's gotta be gnarly. God, he is incredible. Him being able to just go off and just do whatever he wants with with this freaking car is. They destroyed the shit out of the car. I mean, that's all they did, and they kind of celebrate that, which is funny because they think they did a stellar job, but really they just beat the crap out of a limo. Hop Louie. Again, nice little detail that Chinese culture is. It's like the whole city is Chinatown. Kudos to her. She's having to act opposite a skull and a bowling ball, and she's doing it really well. She's very convincing that she's arguing with this ball. The captions on this are so wrong. It just said she's a dagger, but he clearly said she's a tiger and then growled. Ooh, ouch. Man, the makeup on Spleen is atrocious. He needs a visit from Dr. Pimple Popper. Stat. The shoveler is hammered. Yeah, idiots. They went to their like the usual hangout street in the car that they always drive after just destroying their car. Ready. Oh, um, he can cut guns in half with his mind, guys. Yeah, the Sphinx is incredible. He's like a Yoda character where he just talks in obscure riddles. It's so good. Yeah, the captions are so bad. It said that the spleen said this is serious. Hmm. I could see how the bickering can be grating to some people, but I find it very charming because it is like such a brother sister relationship. I must first teach you how to learn. And Roy just sees it for what it is. He's just a. But here we go. We get the little montage of them honing their powers a little bit. Because he's not all talk. He actually knows what he's talking about. See, he gives good advice. It's really fun. It seems convoluted and strange, but he actually is helping. I don't remember telling you to do that. The first use of All Star, it definitely comes back at the end credits. Feels like there was more to the montage here that they cut around. They're confident in saying they're confident in saying they could their their powers are good, but the teammates' powers are a little in question. Mainly Mr. Furious, I think. Cause I'm assuming they're all on board. They understand that Mr. Furious is not. Cause it's dumb, but they when it's taken seriously, it makes it more fun. If you try to play it as a joke, it's not fun anymore. I like the idea too that Mr. Furious is having to sew his own leather jacket together. Your rage will become your master. So what you're gonna say, isn't it? The look of Paul Rubens' face there. It's got to be hot. He is wearing a leather jacket and a leather cloak, like a leather duster. He's wearing two leather jackets. I gotta say, I do like all the outfits for the characters. They have a distinctive look, and it's like the earliest the like the homemade version of their costume before their special versions at the end. It's nice. The costume department popped off in this movie for sure. I really like the design of this area. Just an abandoned amusement park in the middle of the desert. It's so cool looking. Again, just very colorful with all of the rides and the banners and kooky fun little layer. Hello. What the fuck is he doing? Please don't, please don't. Tom Waits, he is so damn good as an actor. He absolutely blew me away in um the segment of Buster Scruggs where he's panning for gold. Oh, damn, it is so good. Aw, he's like all he's all jealous that everyone likes the Sphinx. Yeah, he's really good. It feels like natural Ben Stiller in the role. It's nice to see because he's usually just playing like wild characters. So when you get to see him just kind of playing it casual, it's nice to see. Reminds me of like Tropic Thunder. He's so good in Tropic Thunder because he's just trying to be like a genuine dude and trying. He gets a little over the top sometimes, but he is just trying to make the movie. It's good. In this one, he just wants to be on the super team with the guys, but he's getting a little overshadowed. Cool idea, not a great effect. A little too cartoony. Oh yeah, that's right. They were leaving because he said he doesn't make anything lethal, but yeah, he because yeah, why would they want weapons that kill people? This would quickly turn into the boys or like Watchmen if they rolled into Casanova strapped with guns. Great idea for he has some really fun weapons. The blame thrower is really really good. The little shrinker that shrinks clothes is a good idea. They're fun. Fun kooky ideas. You just can't think about them because like what is a blame thrower? Does it send signals into their brain to just make them rage out? Isn't that the plot line to Kingsman? I like her in this movie. She's very beautiful and she she helps him have some character growth. Uh-oh, but the disco boy saw. That's why you got to have an alter ego, Roy. You can't be walking around in your superhero getup with the woman you like. Duh. Shotgun. Blue Raja broke the shotgun rule, though. I mean, Spleen clearly called it, and he still took the seat. That's no bueno, dude. if you notice, they put all that work into the costumes for their outfit or for their characters, but they're not wearing those costumes, right? So this can't be the big finale. They're not in their full getup yet, guys. This is where Ben Stiller gets to shine. This is where he gets to channel his Tony Perkis and his like crazy side. Him almost like being able to build up and like almost blow up like that is really really impressive. It looks so real. And who doesn't understand that feeling of like the rage just building up so much and you can't blow up at somebody or else you'll just make the situation worse. You just gotta sit there and eat it. Here we go. Here's the collection of random bad guy groups that are all so distinct and so fun. You got your Goonie mobsters, the frat boys, the diva chicks, the rappers. Adds to that timeless thing because, like I was saying with the Disco Boys, there's 1940s, 1920s mobsters in the gangs. Oh yeah, that is a straight up Schumacher looking gang right there with all the face paint and the colorful. Again, just so much color in these gangs. Get ready for a cameo. Front row, Michael Bay. Director of Transformers, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers Dark of the Moon. And then these are all like famous rappers. I only recognize CeeLo though. CeeLo Green. I'm not too sure who the other guys are. I probably won't talk over it much just because it is such a great scene. But about them rescuing Captain Amazing, the scene that's about to happen right now, is so well written. It is like a perfect comedy scene. Like it's so old school. Who's on first? Kind of like the misunderstanding of the situation. Kind of writing. I love it so much. Can we bring the brewskis? Absolutely, Michael Bay. You can bring the brewskis. Dude loves his brew. I remember in the Mark Wahlberg Transformers movie, there is a humongous Bud Light truck that crashes, spills Bud Light cans all over the entire street, and then Mark Wahlberg grabs one, slams it open, and then chugs it right in camera. It is the most egregious product placement I've ever seen in a movie. It was so atrocious. Spleen having a skunk on him. Yep. Oh god, so gross. Just go with it, man. I think now it's just dawning on me that Kel Mitchell's outfit is he's wearing a bunch of camo because he's the invisible boy. The psychofraculator. It was literally like 2 or 3 days ago, and he has no recollection of seeing them. Okay, here's where the goddamn toggles. Everyone is so good in the scene. All the distractions. He plays it so well. The aggravation, like building and building and building. Just being surrounded by idiots. Here we go. Flip it. Ooh. Not a bad effect, I gotta say. That looks really good for being in 1999. And then it blends right into a practical dummy that they've put on set. Very cool. Very cool. It is so gnarly and grotesque. Like, he gets fucked up, dude. Oh, the eyeball hanging off the cheek is. Ugh. And then there's gonna be a nice little joke button to finish off the scene. I don't think he's gonna pull through. Pull through. So yeah, he is surprised. He was not really planning on killing Captain Amazing. I mean, he probably would have killed him, but the good guys killed him. The good guys killed the hero. I wonder if he was taking them all down there to do the demonstration of the machine, maybe, and kill Captain Amazing at that moment. So they just kind of did it for him. A fish fork. God, he's great. So yeah, here's the low point of the story where the heroes have to be at their lowest. They thought they were saving the day, but in fact, they made it all much worse. I absolutely love the made up science jargon for the machine. None of what he said is real or makes any sense. It's just fake words. It's great. You killed him. I know I said it a bunch of times on commentary tracks in the past, but I like all the characters, but when you have a bunch of characters, you can't really give one much focus. The only one that really gets a ton of focus is Ben Stiller. William H. Macy and Hank Azaria get a little bit. They have a little bit of a character arc. They don't really get much with Janine Garofalo, Paul Rubens, or Kel Mitchell because they're just kind of like the side characters. Where are the other guys? No, that's a different movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, actually. This is another thing I was going to mention earlier. When they're at the bonfire scene, he says leadership is what we've been missing. But I was always like, you're kind of the leader. You give, like, good speeches, and, like, he knows exactly what to say at the right moment. But he looks to Ben Stiller like he's supposed to be the leader. Damn, William H. Macy. That's why he got the role, dude. He is a serious actor, and he kicked the shit out of that little monologue. You have a Herkmal battle jitney? That's a mouthful of line, but he nailed it. No idea what that means. I'm sure it means something. Zeigesund? I love this scene. It is so cute. The way she lights up is, oh, so touching. Music hits perfectly. And yeah, her expression, like the way she just starts beaming, is so nice. Oh, so touching. She is so adorable. So nice. So yeah, this is like the big character moments for the two characters, and that's like all they kind of get. I mean, they're really good scenes. That scene was really good with Hank Azaria and the mom. I mean, this is his big moment. He's not necessarily like he's just kind of like standing up for what he knows. He's standing for what he knows is right. He was always kind of like wishy washy with her about the superhero thing, but now he's like, no, this is what I have to do. And then yeah, if you weren't noticing the Chinese influences on the architecture and signages everywhere, here she's just in a full little kimono getup. It's so funny because every time I watch this movie, I'm paying more attention this time because I'm doing the commentary track. But usually, I can never recall what his actual name is by this point, even though they've said it many, many times. He just has such a generic name, and that's the whole point. Is he doesn't. He probably doesn't. I mean, not that he doesn't like his name, but it's not like a superhero character name. So he's coming up with all these other fake names. But yeah, I feel like every time I watch this movie and she asks him his name, I'm like, have they said his name? What is his name? But then I remember, oh yeah, they say Roy all the time. Just be Roy. She's great. I've seen her in a couple movies. She's really good in Mallrats, and I'm pretty sure I'm not if I'm not mistaken, she is the love interest in Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt. What do I do? What do I do? What's cool though is that Ben Stiller actually does have like an a rage that he's able to tap into at the very end. So like I feel like his powers aren't complete bullshit. I just feel like he's unable to like really trying to channel down into really deep rage like that is not easy, I can imagine. So he's never really been at full strength in this entire movie. Is what I'm I guess I'm what I'm trying to get at. He's just been Bruce Banner this whole time. He hasn't hulked out yet. Here we go. Suit up montage. Super Batman inspired with like all the close ups of the gloves and the leggings and the mask going on. Just needs more focus on the bat nipples and bat butts to be more of a Schumacher scene. But here they are, looking all sick as hell, all decked out in their new outfits. Love that Blue Raja actually has blue in his costume now. His costume looks way better. Shoveler looks a little weird. He looks like the those like reflective shields you put up in your front window of your car to make it not hot in the summer. It looks like he's wearing a suit made out of that. I think the best glow up is Blue Raja for sure. He has the best looking suit compared to his old one. Getting real with him, like super real. Oh god, yeah. I mean, they I that all happened. The montaging all happened, but it's supposed to be the same night as they just killed Captain Amazing like a few hours ago. I completely forgot that this is the same night. It feels like a completely different day. Impressive with the gate practical effect, and then some more very cool practical effects with the car crashing into the building here. Like such a big budget stunt for a low budget movie is very, very, very nice to see. Busting caps like a motherfucker. Those rappers probably have a lot of metal in their teeth too. That should be getting thrown out. Like I'm seeing like metal in the front teeth. Those should be going. Man, I forgot when grills was a thing. Having the big like gold blinged out thing in your mouth like you had a mouth guard or something. So weird. What a weird trend. And they were able to write in a reason for Invisible Boy. It's so cool. It's like, what came first? Did they come up with the power of he's invisible but only when no one can look at him, so we need a threat to show off his power? Or did they come up with the laser eye barrier and they're like, we need a character that can get through this, but it needs to be funny? So again, a real power. But he also doesn't turn invisible. He turns like non-corporeal because his clothes also fall off of him. That's not what an invisible person would. Like the Invisible Man, his whole thing is that he wraps himself up in clothes. An entire sequence, this whole action scene is just for, I think, the one joke. It's a good joke, but shrink him. But Ben Stiller's line of "I my pants feel like they're shrinking too," I feel like is the whole reason this sequence was put together. Yeah, that was it. That was the whole scene. They went in, fought those girls, now they're walking right back out. See, look at all that metal in the mouth. That should have gotten ripped out through with the magnet, man. Also, that big statue. Some inconsistencies with that. Now we get a well choreographed scene here with Shoveler actually being able to do his powers well. The final boss. Dig this, Shovel Man. He learned other he has other weapons. The little shovel is so great. I love the little sound effect that comes with it too, with the little cling. So yeah, Shoveler had his moment. Invisible Boy had his moment. My powers? Here's Spleen's big moment. Yeah, it's a dumb thing, but I like that every character got a little moment to show off their powers. That is almost necessary if you're going to be doing a big ensemble superhero movie like this. If they can't all like participate and do something, then why are they all here? You know? Marvel can do that sometimes. Sometimes their fights have really good moments of like each person having a cool thing that they do in their fight, but in the later movies, man, when it's just hundreds of bodies running around, it's impossible for every single person to get a really good shining moment. Yeah, there was Bowler's moment. She got to take out the guy that killed her dad. It was so cartoony with him being like obliterated into a hole in the wall with his feet sitting out, Wicked Witch style. And then here's Blue Raja's big moment. He's able to help out, gives him a path to walk up. And the hiding of the throws comes into play because he's like trying to not let Casanova see. So yeah, everything ties together really nicely at the end here. It's a good, satisfying ending for all the characters. Only one that hasn't gotten a big moment yet is Roy, and here it comes. That dumb line actually worked for her. It's so funny. Absolutely get his butt kicked. Just get him, Roy. Get him. You got him. Ooh, double punch. He freaking double punched his face right into the ground, dude. Here we go. And you can tell too, 'cause it even looks more convincing than his other rage out moments. Such a Batman plot line for the villain. I'm gonna shoot this laser into a satellite. God, he's great. I love that move. So half the city's been wrecked, right? Because people get destroyed with the laser within like a couple seconds. And I didn't recognize the sound cue when I was younger, but the jump sound effect or the sound cue is from the $1 Million Man or the Bionic Man. That's what it is, Bionic Man. Is that the same thing? Is Bionic Man and the $1 Million Man not the same thing? I don't know. It's not my time period. That's an old school. They're making that joke for the parents seeing this. Okay, so yeah, an interesting detail you can notice with the finale here is they throw the bowling ball in to give her like another big moment, but in the deleted scenes, the alternate ending is that they throw in one of those canned tornadoes. They give the canned tornado a big moment. And you can even tell too because they have some of the after effects of the tornado swirling around in the pit. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit more of a nice wrap up for her character to be the one to sacrifice her dad into the pit. But yeah, look, it's definitely the canned tornado. They throw the canned tornado into the middle. Another miniature getting blown up. It just makes it look so much better than if it was like a big CG explosion because you wouldn't get that natural cave in of the building like that. I mean, because yeah, it would look like that. Like the bad CG fire explosion there. Yeah, they ruined it. They had a good effect and then they ruined it with the bad fire effects. All right, so yeah, we're nearing the end of the movie. The reason why I like it so much is it just feels like old nostalgic 90s. I mean, it is a 90s, but it just has that like old school feel to the whole superhero vibe that is really just not existent anymore. I really love the tone that this movie is able to convey. It's so fun and charming and it's not trying to take itself seriously. It's just an enjoyable good time. Great little wrap up to everything. Yeah, I always felt like he was a leader. He's really good with like I said, just he knows exactly what to say at the right moments. But yeah, it's just a fun romp. It I love the look of everything, the costumes, the color. Everything is just very well done. I just don't think you could I don't think you would be able to make it today just because it would be ruined by what the idea of a superhero movie is now. Being able to riff and make fun of the 90s era Batman is the best movies to make fun of. Here we go. That was Mystery Men. Finishing it off with All Star. Great song. I love it. Oh yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the film. It's a really good time. Super fun satire on just superhero movies. Like I've said a bunch. Okay, so it is actually based on a comic book. That is, I was kind of curious about that. Maybe I'll have to look that up a little bit. 'Cause yeah, it has big boys energy. But I'm curious when it was made and like what kind of superheroes, if it even was a satire kind of comic when it came out. 'Cause like The Boys is translated pretty closely to what it's based on, but it was written in a time period where it had specific movies it was trying to parody. I'm curious when the Mystery Men comic came about and what it was trying to parody back then, because I wonder if it's like really old too, if it's like an old 60s era thing. Something to look into. Have a good one, everybody. See you around for the next commentary track. Have a good time. Bye.